Hi, this week we are decorating a cake we are calling bushes because it's in the bushes. So we start with white and dark chocolate melted, and then we smear it on kitchen paper of the height that you've already measured. And I'm just going to roll it up because I want you'll see anyway when we're done. I've done other things that you'll see at later. So this is my ganache that I have made with butter, milk, and chocolate to make it a little more pouring. And I'm going to just cover the top, and then it will flow over, like drip like excess paint. Mine is thin because I'm keeping my frostings to a minimum. This is a naked cake. Really, I think it has, I don't know why people call this naked cake. This cake is putting on underwear because it has at least some fast coating. Anyway, so people who love naked cake don't like much icing sugar. They don't want sweetness, I think. I don't know. So we're going to decorate this cake with the chocolates we have made. So my dripping, I'm just spreading just really thinly. You can have more chocolate or thicker chocolate, and you have the whole top dark chocolate. That is not important for me right now. I'm not really controlling the dripping. I'm just covering the top, and it's making its own designs, which is okay for me because this cake is not so much about dripping like alone. We're going to have so many other decorations. And yeah, it is done. It looks like real paint that has flowed. Now this is my white chocolate. Still, I'm making another decoration. So what I've done is melted it and I'm spreading it over. Okay, I put some sprinkles at the bottom, so if they can just be like on the other side. Now I'm sprinkling on top. You can sprinkle anything here, whether they are big sugar balls. If it's wet, they will stick. Now I'm going to, these rounds of white chocolate, I want to make something like either short feather or, like I don't know what they call that. It's not a leaf as such. But anyway, I will insert it in my decorations, obviously. I'm also adding color on this one by putting some sprinkles. You can leave it the way it was before I widened it, but I don't intend to do. Okay, that thing can also be done for the leaves idea, the thinner one. But for me, I just want something wide. So I'm going to sprinkle for color and beauty and brightness. So all this I'm going to use either on the side or on the top. It will depend on how my mind is running when it's time for decoration. So I will let that set. Now the first white and dark chocolate rolls that I made, if you remember, where I just sprayed, rather brushed or spread the chocolate on the paper, it has set. Setting can be done just at room temperature for about 30 minutes, or you can just put it in the refrigerator for about maybe 5 minutes or so. So I am just rolling it or undoing it, and this technique produces like a tree bark look that I wanted on this cake. Remember, it's called bushes, so the cake is somewhere in there in the bushes. I had to add some frosting for sticking because my cake had already set. So I advise you, before you start, like, make the decorations first, and as they are setting, you put your cake together so that when it's time to add the decorations, they can stick easily or naturally. So some parts look like, I think, different trees. Some trees, you know that the tree bark is smooth for some trees and it's rough for other trees, so it depends on what you want to produce. For this cake, I had to make 2 strips. This strip I broke earlier, so I'm just putting like a piece at a time. I like the look. I like what it's producing. This is the rough idea I wanted. You remember, for me, I'm so inspired by the look on someone's face when they get their cake and they just want to eat everything. Now I'm making the toppers. Remember the other white chocolate I sprayed, I spread and then sprinkled sprinkles on it, so it's set. After it's set, I broke it. Kitchen paper easily goes off or separates from the chocolate once it has set. So I'm just breaking bits and pieces, no lines, no measurement, just putting on the top. If you have a soft cake, even if the ganache has dried, your toppers will enter. Now, I had earlier made a sail which I broke by mistake. So like when I was done separating it, I just hit it. So I've just broken it into pieces and it's making the brown part. These toppers are going to look more beautiful as seen from above, not from the side. Because I'm going to make a real bush. I have very many decorations, white and dark, different designs. So we said there were 5. So the first one is the tree bark at the bottom. The second one is the white with sprinkles. The third was the sail that I broke, but we shall still use it. Anyway, it works. Now I'm undoing the fourth, which is the white rolled chocolate. So as I'm undoing, it depends on how wide the rolling was to make the different, or like the folding. If you roll thin, or if I roll over maybe a pipe, it will make a bigger shape, I should say, a bigger pipe, sphere, whatever. Anyway, so we put all these things, and I think at this moment the cake is done. Like for decoration, like you can stop there because it already looks lovely, but I'm not stopping there. So I'm continuing to fix. I'm going to fill the whole top because remember I'm making bushes. For you can have just 3 or 4 or 5. That's up to you. Okay. If you're enjoying this video, like it, share it, subscribe. Every time I post a video, you'll see it on your home screen, then you won't miss anything. I'm adding white at this moment to the side, and they are white trees, or they are only in movies. Okay, I'm adding on the side too. Wow, I think my tree or forest impression is done. What haven't I put? It looks lovely, but it's not yet a bush. I have my cage. I made the cage design also that I'm going to add here. So what I'm going to do is just break it up and then add, so that my forest is complete, or the bushes are complete. Yeah, and that is it. Isn't she lovely? Or is it a he? Thank you for watching this video to the end. Decorate with Emily as usual. Try this at home. Try this out and share with me. You will love the look. I hope the owner of this cake is going to love. I've already put the topper. It's a happy birthday, simply done. About as long as your decorations are made, this will take you about 5 to 10 minutes to complete. Bushes, beautiful, edible. It's just calling out, eat me, eat me.